tonight. We have a lot of information, good information to share with you tonight. So I'm excited to do that. So first of all, the name Against All Odds. I think in and of itself, the name says everything about what we're trying to do as a company and what we're trying to do. Trying to get to the next slide. Oops, sorry about that. The three of us, and then you look at two of my partners there. You've got Dan Putnam and JC Martinez, and I'm going to include Tommy in this story too, because Tommy has literally been a part of this since February, also putting all this together. And when we put this together, one of the things we said was, look, we've done this industry for over 100 years combined experience. And with that 100 years and billions of dollars in sales we've done and the billions of commissions that we've paid out, we said, what could we do to make the single best company in this industry, taking away all the problems that we've experienced and be able to put in all the best of what we've learned? And so what you're going to see here tonight is a group of individuals who got together, who've had tremendous amount of experience with very successful companies, putting together a company we believe is going to set the new standard in the industry, from product to compensation plan to opportunity and what that means driving forward. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. President Tommy Carden?
Yeah, I think that it's the uniqueness of this opportunity with the quality of the product, the amazing story behind the product should have all of you excited. And we're going to get into that more as we go along. But I mean,
I'm excited to get to the product.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
But before we do that, and Tommy, this is where I think, when we all got together, we all said to ourselves, hey, what is the single most important asset to any company? And it's our influencers, it's our brand partners, our distributors, whatever you want to call them. And so often, yes, it's those on the other end of this call. And what I'm going to share with you is actually that belief and how we're actually going to execute on that belief, which is, how do we turn our influencers into some of the most dynamic individuals in the world? And what we want them to do is to come into our company, and we want to invest in their character building. We want to invest in their ability to be able to show up on time, present, in shape, do all the things you've always wanted to do, but give you the tools to empower you. Because we've seen companies come and go. We've seen businesses come and go. And one of the biggest things we believe as a team that the investment lacks in is actually investing in its actual distributors. So we wanted to create a company, which is the first slide you're looking at, where we put together a program that allows you to level up your game. And we call these the 5 non-negotiables. Now, non-negotiable, just think about what that word means. It means you have no ability to negotiate the contract once it's made. It's a non-negotiable contract. And what we mean by that is when you make these small promises to yourself, and we're going to talk to you about how we do that. These are things that you cannot break, that you can do every day to keep your promises. And as you do these 5 things every day of your life, you're going to realize how often you're going to level up. And sometimes you won't even know it. It's just increment changes on that way. And so we just got approved today for an app in the Apple Store called AAO 5 Non-Negotiables. And what we determine is, looking at all the success people and individuals and distributors, $1 million earners we've worked with, we realize there are 5 areas of your life that you need to always be focusing on a daily habit, on a daily focus. Number 1, nutrition. What you eat in your body greatly determines on how you feel, behave, how you react. A lot of people don't realize this, but food is a drug. Your body reacts to it just like a drug would. And so whatever you put into your body, obviously you're going to get that same reaction of what you put into it. So it's very important. You got a very good and a strict nutrition plan. And when we say that, we hope that nutrition plan and that non-negotiable is that you take one of our active greens on a daily basis. It probably should be, because when you hear about what we're putting into it, you realize it's probably the best nutritional product on the planet for you to put into your body. Number 2, you got to be just doing something physical. You can't sit around every day and just wish you're going to get healthier. You really got to develop your body. You've got to push it to the test and push it, and you're going to feel better. I can tell you honestly, there are times in my life where I've been sedentary, and I've regretted it. I get back pain, neck pain. I get all sorts of things aren't working. When I start getting into my exercise regimen, I feel better. I act better. I show up better. That's another aspect of your life we want you to commit to and do on a daily basis. Number 3, personal development. This is something that if you're not doing on a daily basis, you really should take the time. If you're not self-reflecting, if you're not looking at ways to make a weakness that you have a stronger habit, or maybe something you're strong at even stronger, then you're never going to level up. You have to be investing in yourself. Number 4, business and finance. We all understand that business and finance really is a part of reality. It's a part of life. And actually, a lot of the reasons why we work is to get the freedoms that we're trying to gain, whether it's vacation time, time with our family, make that first $1 million, whatever it may be. But you don't get there without a plan. You got to put a plan together. You got to execute on that plan on a daily basis. And I'm here to tell you, because I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. Tommy, I know, has been as well too. And we've seen a lot of success. It is always a grind. I would say there's never been a day when I've started a company that it has not been a grind. What gets me through that grind? Diet, physical exercise, personal development, and focusing on my business on a daily basis. That's what gets me through the grind. That's what gets me to starting something, to finishing something, to turning it into a multi-million-dollar idea.
Well, and these are really keystone habits. They're keystone habits, and they affect more than just these areas of your life.
That's right. They really do. And the last one, and this is the most important part, is accountability. The reason why we created this app in the App Store called the AAO, 5 Non-Negotiables, is it allows us as a company, number one, to encourage you to check off whether you've done these things, these 5 things for yourself. And we're actually watching you, and we can reward you. And we're going to talk about how that some of that rewarding happens with some NFTs and some digital prizes. But the idea of accountability, there's a Harvard Business Review study on accountability. And what they found out of those that had these fitness trackers, when they were in a group where people could watch what they were doing, they usually met their goal 8 out of 10 times. Those that were not accountable to a group, you wound up missing the mark 8 out of 10 times. In other words, if you know you're not being watched, your chances of finishing are pretty slim. But if you know you're being watched, the chances of finishing are pretty high. And so we're going to be watching because we want to get you finished to that finish line. And accountability is one of the biggest factor if you're actually on a journey to do the nutrition, the physical, the personal development, and the finance. Is the key essential part to anything in business is to be accountable for the things that you've promised yourself to do. And that's that's why we have as number 5, because in my opinion, it is the single most important part of the 5 non-negotiables.
It really is.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk about the company non-negotiables. So we talked about some non-negotiables we want you to keep with yourself. As a company, we also want to be able to keep some contracts with you or non-negotiables with you. Number one, the biggest success we have seen in this industry is always when there's a single product. And let me explain why that is. And people can argue all day long, well, single product companies, they come and they go. The reason why they go is because those companies didn't invest in their distributors like we are. In other words, instead of just saying we're a single product company, which we are, but we're a single product company that also invests in our influencers. In other words, we're teaching you to stay the course. We're teaching you to go the distance. We're teaching you to get through the grind. And we're going to hold you accountable to that, but we're also going to help you through the grind. And we have systems that you're going to be able to do to make you the best that you can be. So a single product company with a single focus on the influencers, that's going to be the secret sauce. And here's our promise to you. We're not going to change it up on you. We're not going to go into Europe. We're not going to go into Asia. And we're not going to go into Latin America. And we're going to change the formula. We're not going to do that. We understand that the ingredients that we're going to talk to you about that we put together in this product is what it's called on the GRAS list. It's GRAS, which is a FDA list that recognizes these as safe products. These translate into safe products all around the world, which means when we go to registration to any product, any company, any country in the world, by these products being on the GRAS list, you're going to find that getting them registered is no problem because there's no stimulants, there's no drugs, there's nothing forcing your body to do anything. It's nothing new. It's just how we extract the minerals, which is new. Where we grow the product that we're going to share with you, that makes all the difference. And that's what we're going to talk to you about. So single product focus always, and we will never change the formula on you. And lastly, no inserts. What do we mean by that? This is a company promise we're making from day one. We will make it till the day this forever, I should say, in this company, which is that you will never be worried about someone being placed on top of you, to the side of you, benefiting off the work you do. When you get into this company, the position you have will always be the position you have. And that's our promise to you from a company that this is a non-negotiable that we will never change no matter what someone comes and says, look, I can bring $10 million in volume if you just pay me $11 million, which is usually the way the deals work. We're going to say you're wrong company because when you sign up, and that's just the way it goes. So once again, 3 promises we're going to make to you. Single product.
Actually, one more that is missing on here is that we're not going to change the comp plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're not going to change the comp plan. So I agree. There's that we should be adding that as another company non-negotiable as well too. So let's talk about some of these now, these recognition portion of it. This is something that I think is very unique. In fact, we are the very first direct sales company to offer NFTs as a recognition and reward system for just doing good behavior. In other words, there's no charge for them, there's no fee. These are actually individual NFTs that are found that will be unique on the blockchain, which makes them yours and makes them unique. Now, what is an NFT? Well, it stands for a non-fungible token. What's a lot of people are like, what's a non-fungible token mean, right?
What is
a
that?
Non-fungible token, for example, Bitcoin is a fungible token. There's lots of, there's a limited amount, but there's billions or millions of actual Bitcoin, right? An NFT is original. In other words, there will never be nothing else like it. You can't get multiple of an NFT. It's one, it's unique, it's individual. And you'll never, that's why it's called non-fungible token, where a cryptocurrency is a fungible token, whether it's Ethereum or whether it's, whatever crypto you like to play with, because they can be duplicated. But a NFT is like artwork. It can never be duplicated. Once you have an original, you have the original. The best way that I describe it is this. Those that understand baseball card collecting, that's the best analogy I can use. Like if you got a rookie card from a 1960s hero of yours way back in the day, we all know that it's worth plenty of dollars today because you can never make another one. And this guy went on to break records. At the time, those that didn't know it collected those cards. And then as time went on and proof of concept came into being, that value of that card became higher. Well, we believe the same thing with our NFTs. For those that purchase in the month of August, which is, you got, 2 days left?
Yeah.
You have 2 days to collect our very first NFT, which will be unique to you and anyone who purchases a $49.95 product in our back office who signs up as an influencer. Then the second month, in the month of September, you will also get another one. And then for the month of October, and you will keep collecting these NFTs just by being a loyal customer here at Against All Odds. Now, that's one way that we're going to recognize the behavior you're getting. The second thing is rank advancements. For example, if you go from influencer 1-star to influencer 4-star, there's 3 NFTs along the way that when you reach that rank, you will get a unique individual NFT based on the rank. Now, why is that important? Well, these NFTs also have value in the company. 2 things. If you stay on your auto ship or subscription or order just every month for 36 months or 3 years, 4 months, 5 years, we are actually allowing those people with those NFTs to participate in the company profit sharing. So imagine that. You're collecting the number one original NFTs that you can sell if you ever leave the company, which is valuable, especially if you've never missed an auto ship or a subscription and you're participating in company profits. You can sell those NFTs, thereby unlocking that person's ability to also participate in profit sharing in the company. That's one unique way. Another way is when you sign up, we allow you to enter webinars at half price, live webinars, we call them, events that we have. There's all sorts of little perks that we're throwing into the NFTs. And how do we know it's you? Because the NFT is unique to you, found on the blockchain, and we'll validate it. So you can't give it to somebody else. We know who it is. We know who it belongs to. And we're not going to let you fool us. We know exactly who it belongs to, and we're going to make that sure that that NFT is unique. Now, I like this concept because recognition is the single most important element in this industry for retention. So we talked about putting the best company together. Well, we talked about the single product, which we're going to talk about next. We talked about investing in our influencers. This NFT recognition program, being as unique as it is, participating in company profit sharing, is also a unique proposition because we understand that if you can stay active for 3 years on a product you need every day anyway, why not participate in company profits? And why not collect a whole barrage of these NFTs that are unique to you that you can, if you want, sell or collect and put in your digital wallet? We will have an actual video, I've already seen it, that teaches you how to get it on the blockchain. And that's another whole, we'll have webinars around that and have you, but it's also no charge. A very unique way to show recognition for your loyalty to Against All Odds.
Well, can I add something, Travis?
Yeah, please.
I think that one of the things that the NFTs solve, and well, really the profit share component. So if you purchase the product each month for 36 months, 48, 60 months for 3, 4, and 5 years, one of the biggest problems in the industry is retention. And
Yep.
so, if you miss an auto shipment, you're out of the NFT program. That's
You're
it.
out
If
completely.
you miss
Yeah.
just one time, you're out.
Yeah.
So what that really does is that if you are committed to ordering product each month, if you want to get into that profit share, it really solves the problem of retention of ordering your product each and every single month, building up towards that goal. So what that means for you and your organization is that as you have people come in, if once they understand the value of the profit share component of that, of course, they're going to stay on the auto ship. And so that allows you to retain people in your groups. It really stabilizes the income that you can make in the opportunity. So it's a very clever and I think creative way that we've come up to help you to have greater retention with the people that you bring to the company.
And even on that same note, Tommy, it allows you to participate in something modern. You look at all these age-old, industry giants, so to speak, and they don't have anything like this because they're one of my favorite books is by Malcolm Gladwell. It's called David versus Goliath, I think it is. And in that book, he talks about how the mammoth companies, the big companies, they're too slow to make any changes, where the David companies, they've got the ability to maneuver and be fast and to be creative and, find ways to slay the giants. And, as you know, the story of David and Goliath, that's what David does. And Goliath is too slow to move out of the way. And well, here we are with our slingshot and get out of the way, Goliath, because we're coming into town,
Yep.
So I appreciate that, Tommy. I agree 100%. These are 4 other things we want to share with you as this company progresses. I talked to you already about the AAO 5 non-negotiable app that will be in the Apple Store. We were literally approved this morning from the Apple Store, which means we get now with the programmer, the developer, and we just do a couple tweaks here and there. And guess what? The 5 non-negotiable app is live. We will do a webinar. We will announce it on our Telegram group, how to download it, how to operate it, how to use it, how to earn your NFTs using it as well too. So we'll get that here this week very shortly. We'll keep you updated on that. We also have an AAO business app. It's called the Penny app. And the Penny app really has all the videos that our president, Tommy, is gracious to make for us because his real life love and passion is video and media, and he's excellent at it. It's one of the reasons why we brought him onto the team. But you will see a lot of his work in this business app because what we want you to do is to, number one, we're investing in your personal character, but number two, when you invest in the business, we're also going to show you how it's done. Now, this comes from years of experience, once again, of Dan, myself, JC, and Tommy, of all the success we've seen, putting together an app. And if you just follow the directions in the app, where you will see your business grow. And if you share the material that we create, you will see your business grow. And so that's the second thing that you get free of charge as an AAO influencer. Once again, it's $49.95. There's no membership fee. And all of these apps and all these NFTs we're sharing with you, there is no cost to that. There's no gotchas. There's no use it for 30 days and then we're going to charge you $80. It is always free, will always be free. It's something that we, once again, believe in investing in you that you will use and then be able to build your business with. And once again, it's a great way to attract new leadership to this business without all the gotchas.
Well, and it makes a huge difference in telling you what you need to do every step of the way. One of the big things that really that can hold you back when you're building your business is knowing what to do. And the Penny app is, it literally tells you what you need to do. It helps you to plug in with your context. It makes suggestions and recommendations based on who you might be able to connect with and, take that relationship a step further to bringing them into the company. So it's very exciting. I think it's amazing.
I do too. I'm excited for it to go live. So just give you a little timeline on that. AAO 5 non-negotiable app this week. The business app, I believe, is going to be next month. That's what I keep hearing regarding the programming. Like I said, it's extensive. And so just imagine it's a lot to put together. But I think it's next month you'll see that thing go live, which is September. Number 3, with Gear Shop. Having a single product allows us to focus on building really solid material products or shirts and hats and things that you can wear, influencer ways to get attention. And we'll have that available, I think, also next month for you to shop and to purchase your favorite AAO gear. I'm going to tell you something unique about the AAO gear. So all 4 of us have the opportunity to design our own brand style of AAO. I've already talked to the designer myself about getting mine out there. And so what's unique about it, when you see a hat or a shirt, something by, like, say, JC and myself, Tommy or Dan, you'll see the name, whoever designed it, somewhere on that apparel. And like for example, there's hats right now where it says Dan Putnam, and JC just recently put some shirts together and you can see his name on the side. I tell you that because I think it's a unique way to just make it a real personable gear shop instead of just a traditional gear shop. And so there's going to be a competition between the four of us of who has the coolest design style. It's going to be kind of fun, I think.
I think JC's got some good stuff going on right now.
JC has really good stuff. But, Tommy, you and I haven't had our shot yet. So
okay,
let's get all four of our brands out there. Then we'll see which one people like the most. Anyway, I think it's fun. It's very exciting. But also just take it a step further. Let's just say you become uncommon against the uncommon, which is our highest rank in this company. Don't you think we're going to allow you to go out and design your apparel? Of course we are. So a lot of fun things out there for our influencers on the gear shop. Once again, that'll be live next month. And then lastly, the Self-Made podcast. I want to talk a little bit about this. Dan and I had a podcast idea actually, but even before this company. Many times, I don't know about you on this call, but I love listening to podcasts. When I travel, when I drive long distances, it's just something that allows my mind to work on my personal development. So a lot of times I listen to The Hidden Brain, or I listen to Joe Rogan, or I listen to just success stories. And one of the things Dan and I talked about was, when we listen to these podcasts, a lot of the information or the stories we hear are phenomenal, and they're so over the top. When I say over the top, I mean, they're talking about CEOs of like multi-billion-dollar companies, which is great, but sometimes it's not relatable. So what Dan and I wanted to do is to find the guy next door, the millionaire next door that you don't really even know what they do, and get them on this podcast so you can start relating to the guy next door who's figured it out and have their story being told. So that's why it's called Self-Made. It's more of a podcast dedicated to those in this industry, those even outside of network marketing, those that are just your neighbors who've just kind of figured it out. And so we want to invite them on as guests and share their story of how they made their first million or 2 million or 10 million or whatever it may be. But they're not famous people. It's not people who you're going to be like, oh, this was the CEO of Apple, or it's going to be the guy next door. And I'm excited for that podcast. In fact, Dan is traveling right now. When he gets back, we have our first trial episode already set up. And so we're going to get that done. And Tommy, I know, will be a part of that. He's going to do a lot of editing, actually, I'm sure, in that podcast. But these four products, once again, free of charge to all of our Against All Odds influencers, are things that we are investing in to invest in you. This is something that has cost the company and us individually, does it cost capital to create this and to do this? But it's something that we believe, once again, if we invest in you and we invest in these things, we're going to create the best company out there in this industry. And so these four things are the priorities that the company has in regards to empowering you as an influencer to become the best that you can become. And we believe, I hate to even use that word believe, we know that when you adhere to these four things and really show up, you will see your business flourish, and you're going to level yourself up. And I honestly, for one, am excited to see that happen. It's something it's part of my DNA. I love self-development. I love to watch people grow. I love to watch people succeed. It really is the fundamental reason why we as individuals and as a human and as communities connect. And it's the greatest reward in the world to watch people make their first million, their second million, and then help them do that to others and see them level up. That's why I love this industry. I've seen it change lives. I know, Tom, you've got a lot to say on that, and I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the personal development, just one really clarification. So the gear will not be free.
No, the gear won't be free. That's right.
Yeah,
obviously not.
So, but yeah, I think that it's extremely empowering when you're around somebody who's making progress in their life. It's exciting. It's awesome to see people and to know behind the scenes, as I've gotten to know some very successful entrepreneurs in the world of network marketing, in the field of real estate, and to see what they've done to get to that next level. What it's done for me is it's helped me to understand, okay, there's some changes that I need to make. There's some things that I could do differently to get a better result. And so seeing people make the progress that they can't, like getting to that next level, making more money, getting their weight under control, getting to a higher level of fitness, understanding how to speak better, that personal development, just like the different things, that's very exciting. And we can all ships rise together. So as we're paying attention to each other, and as we're going through the process of learning things, making progress, teaching each other, really, and the accountability component of, hey, I thought that you said that you were going to do this. And just the gentle reminders that we can be so much more than we actually are right now is one of the most exciting things to me about what it is that we're doing right now.
Awesome. I couldn't agree more. And that's why I love our team, because every time we have a team meeting, this is the comment. This is what we talk about, right?
Mhm.
So let's talk about the ultimate daily nutrition. We're going to switch gears. Obviously, the order of presentations, we want to show you what's most important to us, obviously investing in you, and we're just showing you how we're going to do that. Number two, it's the single product, right? The ultimate daily nutrition. And when we talk about this story, I'm telling you guys, your jaw's going to drop, because when I first heard the story, my jaw dropped. When I went out with Tommy and Dan to go see where this product has grown, I understood exactly why we will be a billion-dollar company just by the product story alone. In fact, Tommy and I talked today twice regarding some cool stuff that I asked Tommy to jump on the call and share with today, of how we're going to empower you to share this unique story, which is what I'm going to go into. So we believe the single product we have is something you should take on a daily basis. It's not something that needs to be stored away in your cupboard. It's something that you should be part of your daily routine. And so we made a very great tasting, all natural greens, organic greens drink that tastes amazing. But green drinks aren't new, but what is new is what we've done to it. So in addition to the story I'm going to share with you about the greens, we want to talk briefly, because we're going to go into detail, about the blends. Now, let me tell you why a blend is so important. A blend is so important because anyone can have a green drink, but you can't patent it or trademark it because it's a green drink. But you can patent and trademark a formula. So we wanted to find the best formulas out there to go along with the best greens drink in the world, allowing us to patent and trademark the single best daily nutritional product for you to have on a daily basis. And we do that with these three blends: the Adaptogen and Detox blend, the Greens Biome Matrix blend, and the Nitric Oxide Boost blend, which we are going to be talking about. So the first one I want to talk about is our Adaptogen and Detox blend. First of all, the detox portion of it. This is something I'm very familiar with. I've been involved with my own companies in the past. I have sold detox blends, and we have the best of those detox formulas, which are all natural herbs that your body needs to rid your body of daily toxins. Think about the amount of toxins that you're exposed to on a daily basis. We have included in our formula a detox blend, which are all natural herbs that will gently detox your body on a daily basis using all natural herbs. Nothing forced, nothing dangerous, nothing that's not found on the grass list. It's something that your body needs every day. And secondly, we've included some adaptogenic mushrooms like lion's mane, chaga, because we also know that your body is under daily stress. And what they found out about these adaptogens is that adaptogens, found in 1993, studying mushrooms growing in radioactive areas, some Russian doctor, Dr. Berkman, I think it is, did some studies on adaptogen mushrooms and found out why they were thriving in an otherwise uninhabitable place. And what they found out of these adaptogens, these things that these mushrooms have, allow the environment that are harsh to thrive. For example, if you have high blood pressure, your body's under stress, adaptogens will actually help your body lower blood pressure. Also regarding insulin resistance. Many other things. You want to, Tommy, I think you said something about adaptogens on one of our calls. If you want to share that now, would be a great time.
Well, adaptogens really help your body to get to that homeostasis. So if you're stressed, like what you're just saying, if you're stressed, it's going to help you to like cope with your stress better. That's really what it's all about. And when you take adaptogens, typically what happens is that, over time, your response to the stress, your body's response to the stress improves. And so they help to kind of bring your body back. Like, one of the adaptogens that we have in here is ashwagandha. And if you haven't heard about ashwagandha is very, very well known for helping to rebalance hormones. It's very good for helping you to get better sleep. It's very famous for that. And we have the best form of ashwagandha, the most studied, the clinically proven version of the ashwagandha, which is KSM 66. It's an incredibly well-researched, well-documented. It's got clinical trials backing what it actually does. So if you look at the benefits of ashwagandha, you can see what this adaptogen does for your body. And another one that we have is Rishi Mushroom. Rishi Mushroom, which is considered the king of mushrooms. And so in traditional Chinese medicine, Rishi Mushroom is used widely for a large, wide array of symptoms that people struggle that are stress related and whatnot. So I recommend that if you take a minute, go on and Google Rishi Mushroom or Ashwagandha or any of the other ones. We've got astragalus, we've got burdock root. There's different detoxifiers and adaptogens that we have on our label that you can look up and get excited because we have some really high quality ingredients that we're using in this blend.
Yeah, another thing about this detox adaptogen blend, I mean, what it does is it improves your gut biome. And we all know that your gut now, all the studies are showing out there is that your gut biome has everything to do with weight gain, has everything to do with how your body DNA reacts. It's like the second brain, they call it. I mean, they've literally taken the biome out of a rat, right, that was obese, put it into a skinny rat, and that rat became obese. Same diet, it's just the biome changed. And so if you're not detoxing your body, if you're not taking these adaptogens in your gut, then you're never going to have that, you're not going to alter that gut biome, which tells your body to react and to be healthy. And that's actually why we have this blend in there. You'll feel it. I mean, it's one of the things, this detox adaptogen blend, you take that first drink, number one, it tastes good. Number two, you're going to know you drank it. So I've had people say, how much can you drink? Well, you can drink as much as you want. Just understand there is a detox blend. So
well,
if you're not,
and what's really interesting about once we get to the actual grass juice powders, and we're talking about that, we're going to talk a little bit about chlorophyll and how chlorophyll is actually a potent detoxifier for, we'll get to that just now. I don't want to get too far ahead of
yeah, in fact, it's going to be the next one because we're talking about Greens Biome Matrix Blend.
There we go.
So number one, Tommy gave it away. I'm going to allow him to chat because he loves the chlorophyll conversation. It reminds me of, anyways, there's a funny TV show or a movie that talks about chlorophyll, more like chlorophyll. Anyways, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about the greens here for a second. Here's something that you guys got to understand. Greens aren't new. We know that greens are. In fact, wheatgrass has been at gyms for a while, and it's not necessarily the grass; it's how the grass is grown and where the grass is grown and how it's processed. That's the story here. When I was talking to Tommy and when we were chatting I actually drove up from St. George today. Tom and I were chatting today about telling the story of where and how this product is made, because that is the essential story to everything we're sharing with you. By the way, our apps will share this, the videos that like Tommy and I are going to put together, they'll be there. But I want to share that with you here today. Most grasses that you find all grasses that you find on the market are usually cut and dried and then put into a bag and you reconstitute it with water.
Oh, and they're baked. They're heat treated.
Yeah, they're baked. Yeah, heat. And so what you're doing is you're getting just more of the it's not even the chlorophyll, it's it's what your body can't digest. It's the
cellulose.
The cellulose, right.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the cellulose structure. All the nutrition is gone. You're getting just the cellulose because nutrition was lost when it was dried out.
And baked.
Yeah, go ahead.
The heat kills the nutrients.
Heat kills the nutrients. So we're going to talk about why our greens, number one, why it's one of the most unique places, and we have some pictures here to show you the process. So first of all, where are they grown? Well, it's grown in a mineral-rich environment that has been untouched by humanity for millions of years, literally. And so I'll tell you the story. So some farmers came from Washington. They actually they were growing green algae in Washington waters because in the BC area, Seattle area, there's some really cold, nutritious water that grows the best algae to be sold as supplements. So they want to take it one step further and look inland to find what is the best combination to create the best greens product. And what they found out is you have to have a couple components. Number one, you have to have an inland sea or a dead sea that has been dying for hundreds of millions of years. There's two of those on the planet. One is the Great Salt Lake in Utah. The other one is the Dead Sea in Jerusalem. Well, we're in Utah. I've been to the Great Salt Lake. The Great Salt Lake used to be so much bigger than it is now. It's a dying lake. As the years and years have gone by, it has left years and years and years of sediment and rich soil and trace minerals just sitting in this rich soil untouched by anyone. No farming, no one was there. It was just laying there in the unit. I think it's called the Uinta Basin. Isn't that right, Tom?
Uinta Basin, that's right. Ancient Lake Bonneville.
Yeah, Lake Bonneville is what the lake was called. When it dried up, it became the
It was something like 20,000 square miles or something. It was huge.
Yeah, 20,000 square, huge, right, gigantic.
I think I'm not 100% on that, but I think that it was something like 20,000 square miles. Like it just absolutely, it almost covered the entire state of,
Yeah.
I think,
Well,
of Utah.
You know, Tommy and I drove down there, and it's huge. I mean, I will say you this right now. We actually drove to what I'm going to talk about next. So one, you got to have the dead lake. Number two, you have to have volcanic activity. So we actually drove out and saw the lava flows. There's still remnants of the old volcano that was there with the actual lava flow that also spilled into this Uinta Basin. So you're getting all the soil and minerals that have been deposited and left for hundreds of millions of years, combined with an active volcano that's also hundreds of millions of years old, all combined and just year after year just stacking up. And so you've got this huge basin of untouched farming because no farmers are even touched it until these guys came around. And what they do is they bought up all the land, and they grow the greens. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, these are pictures I took with my own camera. And the picture there with my hand holding, this is the leftover. So what they do is they harvest the grass, and we have 4 different grasses. They harvest the grass, and they immediately take it to the farm where they process it. And they put it through this big, giant juicer. That's the picture on the far right. And literally, Tommy and I had to get dressed up in all of this garb because it's just spurting out just rich green juice that comes right from the plant. And in fact, Tommy and I talked to the guy Stewart just this week, or I think it was last week or this week, when we were we're getting paperwork to actually validate what we're saying that we will put in this video, which is this term called TDN, or total digestive nutrition. What that means is they've taken the plant, they've taken it apart and looked at what trace minerals and how much nutrition is found in the actual plant. They've done it twice. They did it before they put it through the juicer, and then they did it after they did it to the juicer. So that hand that I have, there's a leftover. And that product right there is richer in TDN, or total digestive nutrition, than most, if not all, grasses you'll find in the Midwest, you'll find from Thailand, you'll find from China, because once again, it's where it's grown. The soil is so rich. So even that byproduct is then taken and sold to farmers in the Midwest who feed their high-priced horses this product instead of what they grow in their own backyard. Because
cattle ranchers love it.
Yeah, cattle ranchers love it. It's the total digestive nutrition is higher in the leftover than you'll find anywhere else.
Yeah, in the waste product.
Yes, in the waste product. That's what's crazy. So imagine before, right? That's the second thing.
Well, a quote unquote waste product. It's still
they use it. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. And then a lot of times they actually put it back into the land, and we'll talk about how they do responsible farming. But the middle picture, what we wanted to show you was, if you look on the right, you see that really rich green. Well, that's our product. Because what they do is they take the greens and they immediately juice it. They don't wait. They don't soak it. They don't put it and let it. They literally, it's part of the process. They cut it, take it to the juicer. We saw this whole process, and they stick it right through the juicer. And then this juice, if you see it going down that little funnel, they turn it into a powder at 41 degrees Celsius, which is, it's neither boiling nor is it freezing, giving it the maintaining the nutrition that plant has that we're juicing out and then turning it into powder. So on that, once again, that middle picture, you're looking at the rich green.
Well, you're looking at chlorophyll.
You're looking at chlorophyll, rich product that is, when you reconstitute with water, you're getting all that nutrition, the same as that juice you're seeing going down that drain, compared to the one on the left. Look at just the color difference. The one on the left, that is what happens when you dry it out.
Well, that's what happens when you kill the chlorophyll.
Yeah, you lose the chlorophyll, you lose the nutrition, and the TDN of that is just so much less. And that's what we're trying to share with you is it's not unique to have a green product. It's unique to have how we grow and where we grow the greens product. And that's what makes Against All Odds product the best product on the market. Tommy, I mean, I know I don't want, it's a long call. We're going into the detail. It's fine because we do it once a week. Share with me what you said. You have a brother, he's a geologist, and you shared with him what we're doing, and share with me that story with everyone on the call, because I think that's an amazing story.
Yeah, so I've been talking to my brother about the product. He's not as much of a health nut as I am, but he's very interested in a lot of things. He's interested in farming. He's interested in a greens product that is going to taste good, that he's actually going to enjoy. So he's interested in our product. But when we were talking, one of the things that he's interested in is this specific area. So just a little background on him. He's one of the most successful oil drillers on the planet. He's a geologist, and he's the chief geologist for his company, and very, very successful. He's one of the most successful drillers in the world. Like, you know, I don't want to drop names, but he's very, very good at what he does. And one of the things that, you know, as a hobby on the side, because when you're a geologist and an oil driller, that's a very, very different set of skills that you would have versus, you know, when you're talking about soil content and things like that. But he kind of works in both worlds. You know, for example, when they're out drilling, they'll take core samples and they'll do a soil analysis and different things like that. And so when we were talking about this in this area where our grasses are grown, when you consider an ancient volcanic seabed, and you talk about the mineralization that has occurred over millions of years, and then each year, this is the part that I hadn't really thought about, but when you think about like the snowpack, so you've got, you know, every year we have snowpack that's up in the mountains, and then it melts. And what happens? Well, that brings the water down into the valleys. And so we have
another layer of minerals that were up in the mountains.
So it's carrying minerals. And one of the things, we're not exactly sure how it works in this area. It's something that we were just having a conversation about, but we're going to take a little bit closer look at this. You know, when water comes and it passes through like a volcanic field, you know, it's going to pick up additional minerals and content like that. We're not exactly sure if that's what's happening here. We think it is, but we're not 100% on that. But overall, when you look at the end result of the way that these grasses turn out, I mean, these are, you know, they're thick blades of grass. And when we were out there filming, you know, we would pick up the blades of grass, you bite down into them, and they've got these like little water blisters that pop into your mouth.
You can feel it pop in your mouth. Yeah.
It pops in your mouth, and it's
that.
so sweet. I mean, isn't that, do you remember how sweet it was?
Yeah, it was
It's
cool.
Unbelievable, the flavor. And so like the end product, like to make a long story short, where this is grown, and it's grown outside. It's grown outside. When you go to Jamba Juice and you get a wheatgrass shot, that's all grown in trays. It's got a very different chemical composition to grass that's been grown outside. And so altogether, when you look at the way that the grass has been grown, when you've got these thick leafed grasses that are being cut and juiced, and we're extracting the juice from those, they're turning it into the powder. It's an amazing story how you take an area that's mineral rich, and now all of a sudden, from sustainable farming, from crop rotation to resting the fields and making sure that they're maintaining the highest quality and level of minerals and like just the soil nutrition that feeds the plants over a period of time, you can understand why this is the best. This is the best grass juice product in the world. There's nothing like it anywhere else.
Right. Like I said, we're not trying to say we're selling just a greens product. We're trying to say we're selling the best greens product on the market, and we have the evidence to show you. And Tommy and I, our job is to show you that evidence and to help you create it in a media platform that will allow others to share with your excitement, just as our excitement. But this, in my opinion, is the reason why this will be $1 billion company, is the process by which this product is grown, how it is cultivated, and how we use it. But two, going back to what we started with, is the investment in you. Just it's the perfect storm coming together. And lastly, nitric oxide boost blend. This is also another fantastic. I could talk for hours on this one. And I know that probably people who've seen this presentation are probably getting a little bored with this, but you can't underestimate the studies of nitric oxide being present in your blood and what it does for your heart. 1998, a Nobel Prize was awarded to 3 scientists who did study on nitric oxide in heart disease, the #1 killer for men and women all around the world, and found that if you have nitric oxide in your body by using L-arginine, L-citrulline, and combine it with oxygen, it will reverse. It doesn't just maintain. It reverses heart disease, which is the #1 killer in men and women worldwide. And we have that blend in our product. But here's the cool part. We have the traditional way, and we have a proprietary second way that does not require oxygen that will also create nitric oxide in your blood. So you have 2 pathways included in this blend, giving you optimal performance of nitric oxide, reversing heart disease. So we talked about gut biome, detox. We talked about how the greens give you the trace minerals your body needs to function at the highest level. And now we've included nitric oxide to allow your heart to beat the way it's supposed to beat and to reverse the heart disease that is the number one killer of both sexes globally. And that
just to be clear, so the nitric, we can say that nitric oxide is able to reverse heart disease.
yes,
We cannot say that our product does,
that's right.
but we can say
Our
that
product has nitric oxide in it.
has nitric, it allows your body to create nitric oxide, and so put two and two together. That's kind of how it works.
And then the other important thing is we can talk about how you get these trace minerals and this gut biome health and the nitric oxide, but we also want to show you that we also have an absorption booster in there. These three things that we've included in the formulation allows your body to, actually allows your cells, I should say, to absorb the things that we're telling you about. And so this absorption booster, and you can do you can do the work on this and study it. Black pepper, I'm very familiar with. The other two, I'm not so much. I probably need to look into it more myself. But this blend, absorption booster blend, allows for the maximum absorption rate of these ingredients that we're sharing with you into each cell, which is your body is trillions of cells rich or trillions of cells full, but optimum absorption. But here's the best part. Just don't even take our word for it. We want you to test it out. Every order will come with 2 or 4, active green strips. The one on the left is white. The one on the right has a little pink strip. Why is that? Well, before you drink your first active greens product, we want you to take one of these strips and put it in your mouth. And we're going to show you that normally and typically your body is deficient in nitric oxide. After you drink our product, after 5 to 20 minutes, take the second strip and put it in your mouth, and you'll see it turn red. That strip is sensitive to having nitric oxide present in your body. That's what that shows you. Now, we've included 4, number 1 for your first drink, and we want you to also test it on week 3 and also week 4 to show you that if you drink this product on a daily basis, your nitric oxide levels are going to be at its highest level, which means your body is absorbing everything we're saying it's going to absorb, but it's actually using it as well.
And that means that the health of, if you're getting the nitric oxide, that means that the health of your blood vessels, the health of your endothelium, if you know what that is improving. And so, that's really what the nitric oxide is all about.
That's right. So now we're going to move on and switch gears a bit to our compensation plan. So we talked to you once again about an amazing product, the best product out there, how we're invested in you. But now, how do you make money with Against All Odds? This is a very important part. People are interested not only in just an amazing product. We want to share with you that this way of empowering our influencers and giving them also some compensation is a way in which you can create some of that time freedom that we all know is so valuable and is sought after of most everybody in the world. So we want to share with you the comp plan, or the different ways in which you can get paid as an influencer in Against All Odds. The first is retail sales. There are many people out there who are not interested in actually building a network. There are those that are interested in not building residual income, and that's limited. It's based off of customers, but we are going to empower you by giving you a very strong retail business model. So what's cool about the retail sales is and by the way, I want you to understand something. The retail sale, those dollars do not get paid in our matrix or the compensation plan. This is a retail plan, which is only meant for retail orders. So you as an influencer and your sponsors will participate, and I'll show you how that happens. But if you just sign up a customer, you're going to get 50% off that retail sale, which is actually paid the next day that product is actually purchased. You'll get it paid in your e-wallet, and we'll talk about getting payout and all that stuff coming up. But
and that's 50% of the CV, correct?
That's 50%. Well, it's actually we're dollar for dollar. So
okay.
if you look at the cost is $49.95, and we're going to pay you $25 on a retail sale. If the person does not sign up on AutoShip, it's going to cost them $59.95, which is almost $60. We're going to pay you $30. But here's what's even cooler. If you look at that, your organization through the personal sponsor tree also makes money. So the first person is going to make 50%, and then everyone else through levels 1 through 5 are going to get paid $1 just on that customer. And then anybody else through the personal sponsor tree on the way up levels 6 through 10 is going to make 50 cents.
And that's up levels 1 through 5 and 6 through 10, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So 1 through 5, $1, level 6 through 10 going up, you're going to get 50 cents versus $1, and then 50% on that personal sponsor. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about why retail sales are so important. A lot of people in this industry overlook this. When I started my career, I worked with some very large companies. Both of them hit 500 million. I won't go into the details of that. Just know that I've been there, seen there, done that, right? And one of the things I did for one of those companies was I put their catalogs together. This is before the digital age. It kind of ages me a bit, but we did a catalog program very similar to what Mary Kay used to do. And the way catalog program, Avon also had a catalog program. The way catalog program worked is the catalog would be sent to people who you want to look at the products. They would call the company, put in the code, and that person would get credit for the sale, and the product would be shipped to their home. That's how the catalog program worked. Mary Kay has been around for over 50 years, and they're a multi-billion-dollar a year company. In other words, they've done billions of years for decades. What's the secret sauce? Well, I'll never forget the presentation this guy gave from Mary Kay that talked about the importance of retail sales. What they said was, for every Mary Kay consultant, they had 10 customers. And of those 10 customers who were happy with their products, one of the 10 would say, hey, how do I become a consultant? And what they understood is that most people were interested in the product benefits. How am I going to be more beautiful? How am I going to look younger? They weren't interested in the business at first, but once they saw their friend making money, once they saw that there's an opportunity behind it, the natural progression was to say, hey, how do I do that? And that 1 in 10 ratio is what drove Mary Kay to a multi-billion-dollar company. In other words, if you put together a strong retail program that rewards the influencer with not having to build a business, but just having to share the product and giving them compensation for it, you have a strong retail base, which statistically speaking, if you have a strong retail base, 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 of those retail customers are going to ask you, not you have to sell them, they're going to ask you, hey, how do you make money at this? How are you making money at this? And it's a natural progression. So it takes away the recruiting of the yes and no. If they say no, they're not ready to go. It's a way to share a great product with the entire world to get paid on a very aggressive retail plan that allows you to build your business. Once again, putting together a best of what we've seen in this industry to give you the best chance of success. Now, we've also added customer bonuses. So let's say, Tommy, you're excited. You sign up your friend down the street, right? He's like, cool, I don't want to go subscription. I'm just going to buy it one time. So he buys one time for $60, $59.95. Tommy, you're going to get 30. The person I signed you up, Tommy, I'm going to get $1 and all the way up, you know that. But what's even better is that customer, your customer, Tommy, if he refers 3 people, his product is free. So let's just say he really loves the product. Well, you can go to him and say, hey, you really like the product. If you share this with 3 people, you're going to get your product for free because every time they order product, they're getting a credit. And that credit is going to go towards their next purchase or that's as a customer.
And it's really almost an appetizer as far as like, you know, for the people that you were talking about that are interested in, hey, how are you making money, Travis?
Yeah.
You know, it's honestly, it's kind of a way that they're not getting paid, but you know, if you like a product and you can figure out a way to get some free product off of a product that it's just one step, I think, away from becoming a distributor.
Yeah, but what's crazy and what I love about this, once again, putting together everything we know in this industry, we're paying customers. We're not paying influencers or brand partners or distributors. We're paying customers. So every time they refer someone, they're going to get $10 and they're not even a distributor. You know what I mean? They're not even in the comp plan. They're not even in the matrix. And we're still going to give them $10 on a customer referral. So if Tommy, if your guy down the street loves it and refers people, he's going to get $10. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
It is.
I love it.
It's a really great aggressive retail customer plan. But the thing that we've also know is that retail plans are limited. In other words, you can only go so far because residual team building really is where you build unlimited amount of income. And this is where we go into the matrix portion of it. So once again, you have the retail side, you bring them into, and when they're interested, the residual side, which is the matrix. Now it's a 3x10 matrix. What we've done here also is we understood based off retention, the number one reason why people leave or quit is because they're not profitable. So what we wanted to do is that if you get 3 people on a $49.95 product that you should be taking every day, and they get 3 people on a $49.95 product that you should be taking every day, included with the NFTs, including with the apps, including with all the other perks, the self-made podcast, and all the other things that the aggressive retail program we put there with you. When you get 3 who gets free, we're going to guarantee you $100 minimum check. Why is that important? Because your cost is $49.95. you've now paid for your product, plus you have an extra 50 each month. So you don't have to have someone saying, hey, you're not making any money at this business. We are creating ways for you to find profitability as fast as you can in this business, because we also know that retention hinges on profitability. And we want to make sure that the tools are in place to allow you to build team building, to also reach into that profitability portion that will allow you to continue past the $100 minimum check and to push towards a $400,000 a month check, which is what I'm going to next on the matrix. Tommy,
well, and really just that three who get through, like once you've done that, you've got your 12 people on your first 2 levels. I mean, you are moments away from, as you start filling in the levels beneath that. I mean, that's where the real money starts to play, that Travis is going to talk about right now.
Yeah. So, and honestly, like we talked about the 300,000 a month, actually it goes into 4 because we have a generation match. But I always say this is the number one principle, and guys, if you're going to understand something about making your first million, and those that have made their first million understand this, it's not about I'm going to make $1 million. It's I'm going to make $1 million, and here's the steps I'm going to do to get to that point.
Yeah, you don't just all of a sudden have $1 million.
Exactly. In other words, if you focus on just getting 3 people who get 3 people based on all of the stuff we just shared with you, all those things, if you just focus on that and teach that, then the 3 who get 3 duplicates fast. And the faster that duplicates, the more momentum your team gets. And the more momentum your team gets, the faster you reach that $300 a month check. Now, this $300 a month check is based on if everyone in your 3x10 matrix orders just one product at $49.95 every month. A product you should be taking every day with all the tools that go with it, right? So we all know that once you try this product, mom's going to have some, dad's going to have some, Susie's going to have some. You're going to buy more than one bag.
I haven't run into anybody that doesn't like it.
Exactly. So you're going to have, so this is just if just one person just purchases. Imagine if the average we think is going to be about 1.5, maybe even 2 bags per household, just because it's that good of a product. So imagine what those numbers can be when you add just on the matrix. Now we're going to add a little more flavor to the matrix. We have it called a generation bonus. A generation bonus works like this. You're going to make a check match, a 2.5% check match through pretty much your entire organization through infinity. So everyone in your matrix who is getting a check, you're going to get a percentage of that check through 10 generations. Now, what's a generation? 1 generation is until you hit your first 4-star rank. That's a generation. So everyone in between is your first generation. But then when it hits that first 4-star, it's going to say, okay, 1 generation's done. Let's go generation number 2. All the way down to 10 generations, guaranteeing you through your 3x10 matrix, getting paid a check match on everyone in your organization. I'm just saying that's huge. I've never seen a check match go that deep and that long in any company. Once again, encouraging team building, but putting together the best of what we know to empower our brand partners to make the best checks out there.
And just to emphasize, like, stay focused on helping your 3 to get their 3. If you just stay for every person that you bring into the company and you really focus on helping them to get their 3, and you just made that your focus, you look at those generations. Can you go back one slide, Travis?
Yeah.
So you look at these generations, and these are all people that one right there. So if you look at these people in each of these generations, these are all people that are making money. So the checks that you match on their pay, I mean, it's
unlimited.
It could be. I mean, it's good money, and it really just speaks to the fact that if you take the time to just like, I think sometimes we get a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we start thinking about, how can I need to go and get the next one and the next one, the next one. That's great. You need to have that attitude, like constantly be building, constantly be nurturing your list. We're going to be talking about, building your list and nurturing your list and presenting to your list, but staying focused on really going out of your way to help your people find their 3. It's so crucial. If you get really, really good at that, you're going to get rich because of this right here. This is an amazing compensation plan.
It really is. So let's just go over the 3-step system once again. And I appreciate everyone who's been on the call the entire time. It's gone an hour, and I appreciate your patience. So like I said, we're only doing this once a week. So we really wanted to dive into it to really answer questions and to go as deep as we can as far as explaining the story. It is recorded. We posted it on our Telegram group. There is more to the company. We have a coding system and a training system, which will not be talked about on tonight's call. That is something that we are reserving to be shared this week, to dive directly into the training and the coding, which is another way to earn income. But tonight was just more the basic AAO compensation plan. And going back to the basic AAO three-step system, you get started for $49.95 for a product that we just showed you why it's unique and why it's one of the best out there and one of the most reasonably priced products. Our competitors who have subpar products are more expensive than we are. Once again, allowing you the best leverage to go out and share the best product out there and actually making that first retail or sell regarding them, getting them signed up as an influencer.
And if possible, and this isn't required, but what I would suggest is if you could get a couple of bags. I'm giving product away every single day at this point. Hey, it's delicious. I'm excited about it. I'm carrying a couple, 2-3 stick packs with me wherever I go. And so when I run into my friends or the people that I know or the business, the people that I've worked with over the years, the people that I know, hey, George, you're interested in, I know that you're interested in nutrition. We've talked about something, whatever your relationship is with this person. And I'm just like, hey, you got to check this out. And I give it to them. And in a lot of cases, I really like to see their reaction in front of me. And it doesn't always work out that way. But my point is that if you have a chance to order a couple of bags so that you've got some extra that you can kind of give away to help build your business, I think that would be a really smart thing to do.
Yeah, I would agree, Hunter. I'm sorry about that. My battery's getting low, and those that saw my screen probably saw the battery thing on there. I was just fixing it up. But Tommy, yeah, I 100% agree. And then you share this information that Tommy and I just shared with you with as many people as it takes to get 3 influencers, which in my opinion shouldn't take very long. And then you help those 3 influencers do the same thing. And you do that, with everything we just showed you, with just the matrix, you will be easily making close to $400,000 a month just in commissions.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
You know what? I want to make a point here before we sign off here in a second. Let's just say that 50%, half, fail and don't order product. The people you get in, 50% say no. That 400,000 now becomes 200,000 a month. What do you guys say about that? Now, let's just say half of that doesn't work. So a quarter, 25% of your people order and the other 75% don't. That's going to be $125,000 a month. So at a 75% fail rate, you're still making over $100,000 a month. Now you tell me, is that a good comp plan, Tommy?
I think it's wonderful.
Just do the math.
I have talked to so many people and given away so many samples to people that are like, okay, I need to get this. And that's really what it is. Like, I pick up what I'm saying. Like, give away samples to people.
Yeah.
Have samples to give away to people because I'm just telling you, it tastes great. And when it comes to the nutrition and everything like that, everybody knows about greens.
Hey, Tommy, one more thing, and on your part, I have never literally, and I'm telling you, I call it shooting fish in a barrel, right? Yeah. You got fish and you're going fishing, you shoot in a barrel, you're going to get a dead fish. What I'm saying is I've never had a no. When I share the product and I share the price and I share the story, it's always a yes. I've never got a no, ever.
It's the perfect price.
It's the perfect price. That's what I'm saying. Like my neighbors will buy it. Everyone I've talked to and everyone's like, oh, really? $49.95? And I talk about the NFTs and I talk about the retail program and I talk about where the greens are grown and I talk about the 3 formulas that go with it. I've never got a no. Like I'm telling you, we put the perfect thing together that even I just demonstrated on a 75% fail rate, you're making over 100,000 a month. Like,
I'm telling you, and like for people, here's what I love about this is that being in this industry for as long as I've been in this industry for over 22 years that I've been doing this, there's a lot of people that don't like network marketing. And what's interesting about this is that like, there's so many people, I'm telling you guys right now, there's so many people out there that they may not necessarily like, this particular network marketing business model, but it raises eyebrows and it makes them reconsider their position once they've tasted the product. So sample out the product. It's going to make a huge difference. People that have told you no in the past, people that have rejected your business opportunities, people that have gone, that they're just like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with that. Watch them change their minds when they've tasted this product. I'm telling you. Watch them change their minds.
I agree. So that's the presentation tonight, guys. I want to appreciate everyone jumping on the call here today. It's been over an hour. I appreciate the time. It is recorded. It's going to be posted in our Telegram group. Give us 24 hours to do that. We will have training this month and this week on the coding, on the training, and on our AAO 5 non-negotiables. Stay posted for that. As you mentioned, those are tools that are taking you to the even greater levels and greater lengths. We will have this same opportunity call every Monday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, corporately sponsored. So if you don't have an upline doing a call, send your people here. We're more than happy to share the story with myself and Tommy. We have no problem taking time out of our lives to share this great opportunity with all you wonderful people out there. We appreciate your patience as we grow. Just know that from a corporate standpoint, this is a startup. We understand that communication is key. We're getting better at it. We understand that customer service can be improved. We're getting better at it. And every day is a progression. We're not doing anything else but focusing on making this an amazing company. We appreciate your patience along that way. I've been a part of many startups in my life, and I've never seen any as run as smooth as this one has. And I mean that sincerely. Even though we have challenges, I've dealt with huge problems, from bank accounts getting shut down to losing product formulations to FDA and all sorts of crazy. We've never dealt with that. We have our typical issues of growing pains. So we appreciate your patience as we do that. We will do and will always improve as we have our own non-negotiables we're working on ourselves. But this is going to be the company of a lifetime. If you're here getting that first NFT, congratulations, because it's going to be worth a lot of money down the road. And you're also getting the best product on the market.
And product is shipping. We are
shipping.
Product
is shipping. It's already going. As I mentioned before, I've been a part of startups where they haven't gone this smooth. So
how many times have you? Yeah. You're waiting for product at this point. It's amazing that we have the product. It's awesome.
It's all happening. But I just wanted to personally thank you guys once again for joining us here tonight. Tommy, thank you for doing this with me. I told Tommy one of my favorite way to do presentations is we both have a chance to kind of share our own thoughts, because in a way, it's allowing you to get the best out of both of us and to take some information. As I mentioned, we went a little longer tonight only because we do this once a week now instead of every day. So appreciate your patience and time. Share this with someone you know. Be looking forward to the information coming out as we up our game with this company and with each other. And with that, Tommy, let's go ahead and sign off. And we'll see you all next Monday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, doing the same presentation. Thank you much.
Okay. Take care, guys.